It was Memorial Day weekend, I believe. I felt what I would describe as a brain fog. And car stopped in front of us to make a left turn and put the brakes on, and we ended up going through the windshield of the motorcycle. And
the next thing we knew, we were waking up on the highway, and good thing we had leathers on and helmets.
There were 6 doctors poking me out, checking me out, poking me here and there and seeing what was hurt. And one guy noticed a tremor in my hand. And he walked over to me and said, "Have I ever been tested for Parkinson's?" I said, "No." "Why, do you think that's what I have?" And he says, "I've said too much already," and turned around and walked away. When I was diagnosed with it, it didn't bother me as much as it did other people. I don't know why, but some people I told, well, I've been diagnosed with Parkinson's, they just fell apart. You know, and it's like, well, wait a minute, I didn't say I was dying this week. And they acted like it was a death sentence. And it's not. It's not a death sentence. It's a change of life, for sure, but you learn to live with it. And it progressed fairly quickly at first. I got where playing my guitar was just making noise. Taekwondo was really hard because I couldn't stand up steady enough to do anything. I started some medication right away. I was taking up to 32 different pills a day. And side effects of that many pills was no fun. But the surgery itself isn't so bad. And then they wake you up when they're about 3/4 of the way through, and you can hear them scraping the bone, and you can feel all that, but there's no pain involved. So after I had the deep brain stimulation surgery, she suggested that I get physical therapy, which is when I met Renee.
At the beginning of the start of our power class, Ray was the very first participant, and he had a lot of difficulty with balance. He was falling a lot.
She was so afraid that I was going to fall that I'd have to tell her, "Stop following me. If I fall, you can't catch me anyway. I'm 280 pounds. We'll both get hurt."
Part of it, it's like almost like a group therapy session when you come to an exercise class, and the camaraderie is wonderful. Fellow travelers.
He's an inspiration to us, and I watched him progress from hardly being able to stand, 2 or 3 times falling about 4 years ago, to leading the class now. Well, Ray forces us to work a little harder, and that's the secret of changing in Parkinson's. So he really pushes us harder than any class I've been in before.
Sometimes we call him Sergeant Ray.
My highlight of almost every day is going to one of my classes.
I think what has helped Ray rise above his diagnosis, I would say, is his attitude that it wasn't the end. He didn't take that diagnosis and say, okay, I'm gonna sit on a couch and just see what happens. He said, he was gonna fight through it and do what he could. It's not, well, I have Parkinson's, so I can't.
Because he's a fighter, and I think his history of being involved in martial arts really prepared him to really deal well with living with Parkinson's.
So in the beginning he was falling down quite a bit. It was a little bit nerve-wracking for the other students. They didn't know what was going on, but now we don't see that at all. He's very coachable. He's always on his feet. He's always ready to go. Ray just keeps going. There's no quit in him.
These are my band members. That's me when I had hair. Well, I wasn't big enough to be tough, and I couldn't run fast enough to run away from anybody. So I had to learn how to defend myself. I didn't ever compete until I became black belt. So I had quite a learning curve when I started. And eventually I had good years and was ranked in Black Belt magazine. I got ranked as high as 5th for the Four Corner region. I can't even get that uniform on. It's because that was like something I really loved to do, both Taekwondo and music. And it was taken away from me. Nothing I could do about it, I thought, until I started exercising more.
I solely believe that exercise is slowing down the disease and helping him live a better life. So I believe he's getting stronger and healthier.
1, 2, 3. So here I am, 6 years later, still going at it.